Hey everybody, my next guest is a single dad whose Facebook post saying that he was looking for a wife went viral. Well, since I happen to be the chief love officer, I thought we should invite this young man on the show and see if maybe we can help him find his soulmate. So please welcome my man, Vashaad. Vashaad, how
Hey,
you
hey,
doing,
hey.
man?
How you doing, Mr. Hogg? I'm doing all right.
Good to meet you, man. What made you post about wanting a wife on your Facebook page?
Yeah, so like I saw a gentleman make a similar post and I gained the confidence of seeing him make his post. And I said, well, let me just put myself out there and see what happens. And I did, and it blew up past my expectation. I didn't expect any of it, but it did.
Bruh, bruh. 28-year-old dude, ain't bad
Mhm,
looking. Picture of a
mhm.
little girl in his arms. You say you looking for a wife. I bet that did blow up, man. Cause
It did.
bruh, it's a lot of women looking for a man that's looking for a commitment. What are you looking for in a wife?
The most important thing, Mr. Harvey, got to be God-fearing, got to have that relationship. And, just someone that can be my friend that fits, the purpose over my life. I don't believe forcing what doesn't fit. That goes for her to me and from me to her. It's not just one-sided, looking for somebody that is in line with where I'm going because I know where I'm headed. So that's the most important thing, just someone that is that has the capacity to love me, that the same as I have to love her, that's willing to accept a new child. If they have their own child, that's fine. But got to be open to a child, obviously, because she come with me. But just a person that fits my purpose. That's the main thing, and that has that relationship with God. That's key. It's very important that it makes sense. The person that I choose. I'm not looking for someone that just looks good on the outside. You have to be good on the inside for not just myself, but for my daughter as well. Because I mean, we come together.
Your Facebook post went viral quickly, and I've been told that your inbox is full. What kind of
Yeah.
comments you been getting from women, man?
Oh, so many. I mean, the ones that's good, they're inspiring. It inspired a lot of people because they didn't think that guys that fit my criteria wanted to get married. And they said that it was refreshing to see it being put on this platform to just see because you just don't know. The conversation happens behind closed doors where it's like, I want to get married. They got Pinterest boards showing how they want their marriage to go and the wedding to be, but you don't see brothers talking saying, hey, I'm here. And I just let it be known that I'm here. And it's others like me. I'm not the only one that speaks. And, we speak and say, hey, we want to get married. Like me and my boys, we talk about it all the time. And I'm glad that I could be a light to somebody in a place that I've never been, never seen. So that was a positive thing.
This is great. My producers have been talking to Vashaad, and he's allowed us to help him find a match. So he gave my producers full access to his inbox. Now, so we've slid into his Facebook DMs, and we lined up 3 bachelorettes that we think are perfect for him.
All right. Welcome to the Mix It Up podcast. As we all know, it is National Women's Month. I cannot leave the month of March without having my girls on the platform. We done kicked the fellas out. Trail from Production is out. Irv is out. I got my girls with me. So without further ado, they're going to introduce themselves. Ladies.
Okay, I guess I'll go first. I am Shavonne. Thank you, Shameka, for having me.
Absolutely.
This is my girl. I've been knowing her for some years, so it's an honor to be here today.
Glad to have you.
Well, I'm Maria. Shameka's my god sister, and of course, I've known her since she has come into the world. And
Yes.
It's definitely an honor and to be here for Women's Month and to be a part of the crew. And so happy to be here as well.
All right, ladies, let's get it. All right, our special guest for the day is Mr. Vashaad Randolph. We just want to know what's going on with him. He went viral back in 2020, writing a letter about being a single father, searching for his queen. He went viral on the Steve Harvey show, other shows, and we have him on the Mix It Up podcast today. Me and my girls going to just go back and forth and ask this handsome gentleman some questions. And without further ado, Mr. Vashaad Randolph.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing
We're good. How you doing?
Good. I'm blessed. Thank y'all for having me. I really do appreciate the time and opportunity to speak with you guys.
Absolutely.
Now I have a question. This is Shavonne. So I watched the video that you did with Steve Harvey. Do you feel as though you actually gave the blueprint to the women? Because a lot of times, we'll say, okay, I'm looking for A, B, C, D. And to me, I felt as though the girl Jasmine kind of just gave like a textbook answer. So do you feel as though you gave the blueprint to what you're looking for? Because I saw you on a date with Bree, and also how did that go?
Okay, so that's two part for sure. So I feel like I definitely did give a lot of, kind of like you said, the blueprint away. When I had initially put, my business out there as far as what I'm looking for and how I wanted to go about getting it. I thought at the time that transparency was best. I didn't know that it was going to get the traction that it did, but I definitely learned that everybody, has an idea of what they want, and you can dress it up and present it to them, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be able to be a good fit for you, so to speak. And then when it comes to my date with Bree, it was a really good date, good opportunity. We still keep in touch to the day. I actually just hit her up 2 seconds ago to see if she wanted to go dancing. But
Wow.
her and I are more platonic, friends than anything else. We've been knowing each other for quite some time. And through that whole process, I definitely learned that you can't force what don't fit. I think we all have an idea of what we want and how we ought to be treated and things of that nature. But I think that I think the best way to go forward for myself and for others is just to let things happen organically. I think organic encounters are best, because sometimes if you put yourself out in a certain light, like I did, I found that people address themselves up to fit their own agenda, when it comes to you, so just wanted to say that.
Right. I think that's good.
Yeah, that is. For the listeners that don't know, can we do a rewind? What prompted you to put yourself out there to say, "Hey, this is how I want to, search for my queen"?
Yeah. So, it was during COVID. I actually saw another gentleman. He was on Facebook, and I think he had 2 sons, and he basically put a status out there and just explained who he was, what he had going on, and what he was looking for in a woman, and it was real raw and unedited. And he actually went viral. He had more shares than my post did. He had like 10,000 some shares. Mine only had like 4. But his presentation and mine were totally different. So to speak, I was more professional in comparison to his, and I mean, and it got his attention and stuff like that. I didn't know that it would, didn't figure that it would, because I had just started a new Facebook. But I had been dating quite a while and stuff like that, and I had actually just been single for like probably a little over a year, and I felt like I was in a position to, try to date, being that I am a single father, but I moved to Ohio, and for the first time since 2016, I had the opportunity to live by myself for a few months. So in my mind, I'm like, it's the best time to start trying to date and see what's out there. And it had its merits, but I wouldn't change nothing. It was a learning experience, but that's essentially what brought me to, make my own status, just to see what's out there and meet some people. So yeah.
So looking back at it at hindsight, you're completely fine with putting yourself on such a, in a vulnerable way in that type of platform. You're okay with it.
Yeah, I was cool with it, because I mean, they say that good men don't exist, and I think in that moment, the world saw that, man, there's some black men, especially out there, that still look forward to, marriage in some regard, and that there's hope out there. I felt like it started out as me just posting something that was for selfish gain, but then it transpired to something that, hey, you actually a symbol of hope for a lot of women that thought that, brothers out here that don't even care to get married no more. You know what I mean? It was a refreshing symbol of hope, for love that is out here, because it is. So.
Okay. I have a question. So this is Maria. So my question is, with that first time experience, do you feel like you want to continue on that journey, the social media journey, or with the matchmaking journey, or will you, for lack of a better word or phrase, default back to the regular dating experience?
My message to the madness is to just take a step back, for sure, from social media. I done this thing where I've tried my best to disconnect. Like for example, I went out the other day in real life. No Tinder, no Bumble, no black, app, black people meet or whatever. None of that. I'm in real life. I put my phone down and I scale the room. I look at the room. If I see something I like, I walk up to it. I talk to it, be a gentleman, this and that. And I was dancing with this one lady, but she kept looking at her phone every 5 seconds. And I know that that's the norm and things like that. But I looked at her and I said, hey, let's disconnect just for right now. Let's live in the moment. Let's live in the present. Mm-hmm. And at first it caught off guard. But then I told her again, I said, hey, I might not ever see you again. You know what I mean? So, like, let's live it up like this will be the last time we see each other. She put that phone down and we danced, had eye contact. It was intimate. Mm-hmm. I got a number. Might not ever use it, might not ever see it again. But in that moment, right. We enjoyed each other. Instead of just scrolling on Facebook, seeing the same stuff we always see, we got to experience each other in real life. And that's kind of my approach now. Because we've gotten away from that as a culture, from just speaking to each other in real life. Let's instead of sliding in the DMs, let's slide in each other's face. Let's talk to each other. Let's really see each other. Mannerisms and things like that. So that's the approach I'm taking now to answer your question.
Good. Definitely genuine.
Well, this is Shavonne. I always have 2-part questions. I can never just be a simple chick over here. So my first question is, are you single? 1. And yes. 2, okay, so we got that one out of the way. So I got another 2-part question. Ladies, he's single. Look him up now. So question to you. You said you're single. You said you was dating when you went out. You got the girl number. If you're single and you're actively looking for somebody, why didn't you use her phone number? Just want to know.
Why? You said why didn't I do what now?
You said you got her number, right?
Right. Correct.
So if you're looking for somebody, why didn't you use her phone number?
Well, I definitely used it just to follow up and tell her that I appreciate her for being sweet, But not every approach has to lead somewhere. And I think that's important to note too. Just because I, got your number, or just because we went out on a date, it doesn't entitle one to, a second, third date, or, base 2, base 3, base 4, anything of that matter. I think ladies would empathize, just because you go out with a guy and spend a little time smiling his face don't mean that you're going to be his wife. You just, you're scaling the field just to see what you like, what you don't. You're in the moment, cool. But after the dust settles, you might realize, okay, this might not be something I want to, further after you see their social media presence or how they carry themselves, or you find out that they was fine when you first met him, but he got 5, 6 kids. You're like, oh, well, I got your number on Monday, but I found out you a felon and got 5 kids on Friday. I might not, I don't care how bad I'm looking for somebody, but, stuff started adding up and you got to subtract yourself from the situation. So it's kind of like one of those, in the moment I got a number, but, after taking a step back, looking at the full picture, I'm like, this ain't the best fit for me. So yeah, that kind of sheds some light on that.
Good point. This is Shameka. And good point. With that being said, what's your type? What are you seeking? Like, can you give us where you're?
If I could write it out, I tell God, look, just give me somebody that I can have fun with, that I enjoy being around. That definitely got God in her life. She got to have a little turn up in her, like she don't mind going out. We can be around each other, have a little drink. I don't like girls that smoke. So I prefer to, not date girls that smoke weed and stuff like that. Just a personal preference. Just somebody that got goals, that's trying to obtain them, and does not have a society-based mindset approach when it comes to how she think things should go in a situation between a man and a woman. And that's hard to find nowadays, because you got sisters that are hell bent on, things got to go this way and things got to go that way. And, as a man, can't deal with that. You got to be flexible, because as men, we have to be flexible. We can't always have it our way. And we knew that from day one. And I need somebody that understands they can't always have it their way as well. When you're dealing with somebody else, you got to be flexible. So, a woman that does yoga, that would be nice. Somebody that's into taking care of herself, a woman that know how to take care of herself. That's my type. Keep her nails done, her feet done, And she know how to sit her butt down sometimes, you know. Ain't always trying to be catching up with the Jones and stuff. She know how to sit down and save her money. She don't have to always go out. I always gotta put on, you know, for the gram and stuff like that. She know how to just be chill. So laid back down to earth woman, definitely my type.
Okay, what is the youngest to the oldest you're willing to date? And do you want more children?
I definitely want more children. I say honestly, anywhere between 23 to 40, I could date at this level. 23 probably out of college, starting fresh, ain't got no kids probably most likely. And then by 40, they more seasoned.
Ooh.
And that's where I'm at right now. I'm 30 about to be 31. I'm 31 this year, but you know I've experienced older women, and they're definitely more relatable. You know, we can sit down and do some grown stuff, talk, go to jazz clubs, and really have intimate conversations. So yeah.
I'm gonna interject really quick, Mr. Randolph. The looks that the ladies are giving, even our production guy, when you said 23.
23. I think 23 is a little. I mean, some women can be mature, and I just say that because my daughter just turned 24.
Mm.
Right.
So I know from her, she's a teacher, she's an educator. I just don't think that she will be ready, and I don't think a lot of 23-year-olds are going to be ready to, you know, go into a serious relationship. What you're looking for, you already have a child, you know. So I just think maybe bump the age up a little bit.
You went from 23 to more
40.
seasoned.
Yeah, because you know I'm 40, so I mean I don't want any more kids, you know. But yeah, so I don't think 23.
He wants to elaborate.
Let me just say this. Remember when we were in school, the women always said what? We like dating older men. Is that a true statement?
True,
To a certain
to a certain extent, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going somewhere. So women typically date older men because men at the same age of where you're at any given point in time are not as emotionally mature. Whether you're 16, 21, 25, 30, you got some childish 30-year-olds. You got some childish 40-year-old men. I be out sometimes and I see these older men trying to be so young. And I'm like, man, you're 45. You don't need to be where I'm at. We don't need to be in the same room, you know. But when it comes to dating, you know, I get a lot of respect from younger women based on how I carry myself. I'm talking to a young lady now that's 23, and I'm gonna tell you what I like about her that I have not seen in a lot of women that's older. What I like about her, she don't mind putting a little skin in the game. What does that skin in the game look like? I'll tell you. She lives in Ohio. I live in Tennessee. I said I wouldn't mind seeing you. She said I wouldn't mind seeing you too. I said, well, hey, let's plan something. She said okay, and she was like, well, hey, I got this flight voucher. I canceled the trip. How about I come to Memphis to see you? I said okay. I'll tell you what, I got this gift card, $500 for this real nice hotel in Memphis. I'll spend that on you, and I tell you what else I'll do for you. I'll give you X amount of dollars to help you get here. So, you know, that skin in the game of just being willing to meet me halfway, not necessarily 50-50, but like you showing me that you're interested, and I'm a match that effort times two because I'm a man. You dig what I'm saying? I like that effort in this young lady. Whereas I've dated a couple of women. Let's say I got a couple examples, 32 and this 29-year-old, right? They have a disposition where they feel entitled to a certain level of treatment. I remember I was talking to this one young lady. She had 3 kids. I'm just giving you a quick story.
Okay.
She had and I don't have nothing against women with children. I have a child. I'll date a woman regardless of what she got going on. As long as you treat me right, that's all I care about. But she was a young lady, had 3 kids. We were dating. I had a lot of chemistry. I took her out for her birthday, bought her some clothes. Okay. She wanted to go back to school. She needed a transcript. I sent her the money, $95 to get a transcript. She did not have a bed at that point in time due to some personal things that she was going through. So, you know, I'm like, well, we're dealing with each other. I didn't have all the money in the world at the time. So I bought her a really, really nice air mattress. That way she ain't, laying with her kids and stuff. She got some privacy. She mentioned she wanted to go back to school. So I offered to buy her a corner desk.
Vashaad,
surprise.
I'm gonna interject just if you don't mind, because like everything that you're saying is very detailed, and I have these questions and these thoughts in my head.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
So
my bad. I'm sorry.
No. You're good. My thing is it your picker that's off? Because to me, the women that you're giving the time of the day that you're selecting is women that is not coming to the table, at least with what you have.
Right.
And when you're younger, you're more spontaneous. You probably don't have children. You're not necessarily in your career sometimes, not all the time. So hey, I can zippity doo dah to the next state, and yeah, that's great. At 23, I know I was here, there, everywhere. Maria can attest to that.
Ready to go.
Right.
I'm coming.
Right.
I just think when you get to a certain age, you have to really date intentionally. And I think sometimes we have to sit back to say, why am I still single? You know what I mean?
True, and I'll add to that, and I'll say this: when it comes to the picker, I definitely, I trust my discernment on who I allow to spend time with and do things for, because I don't base who I give my time to off of what she has and what she got going on. And most men share my sentiments with that. We don't really care about where you're at for the most part. Whereas, women more so care about, and it's an okay double standard. It just is what it is. Whereas you can be a woman that's making the money, got your job, got your house, got your stuff like that, but you ain't gonna talk to a brother. You're less likely to talk to a brother that ain't got what you got, and ain't where you're at in life currently. You're less likely that a man would. Me, I don't care whether you living at home with your mama. I don't care whether you work at Taco Bell. You know what I care about? Whether you 23 or 32 or 40, I care about how you treat me as a man.
That's a good thing.
That's all I care about. That's all I care about as a man, because I don't need your money. I'm paying for stuff when we go out, regardless of your status. I don't care if you make, if you a millionaire. You're still a woman in my eyes at the end of the day, and I'm going to treat you as such. I'm going to walk up to you, treat you like my mama taught me how to treat women. We go out, we have a good time. Now, your mindset is the only thing that makes you different. And how you treat me and how you treat a man is the only thing that separates you from other women. It ain't how you look. It ain't none of the stuff that society has told you. It's how you treat him. How you treat him is something he ain't going to ever forget. The eyeshadow you wore and the dress you wear, he'll forget that. But how you treat him, a man will remember that forever.
Right. But I also think it's important. I think a lot of people miss this. Like, you have to also want somebody to bring to the table what you bring to the table. I can't bring the table and then you bring in breadcrumbs. So I think at some point you're going to have to just raise your bar on the standards. I know you say you don't care that you don't.
To Vashaad's
defense.
Okay.
Vashaad got you a little bit now. To his defense, as he said, it doesn't always have to be an equal match when it comes to that, because it does have to be deeper than that.
Right.
Again, like he said, it does need to be how you treat me.
Right, absolutely.
Again, just myself, I am a nurturer. So minus what I have financially and the status of my career, I am a nurturer. I am going to nurture this man. He is going to look for me at the end of the day.
Right.
Because I am going to uplift him. I am going to uplift him in the way that he is going to go out and get more. He is going to want to get more. It is going to help him mentally. It is going to do all the things that he needs to survive and be uplifted in this world. Everything that he needs to succeed.
Right. No, I get that. Right, I get that.
That's my type right
But
there.
I just think that still. Oh, there you go. Do we got a matchmaker on the air today? No, but what I'm saying is that I just still think that he needs to be not just looking for somebody who just doesn't have anything. She has to bring something to the table. Okay. Got you.
He ran across XYZ, and it was certain things that they probably had in common, certain things that he did like about this person, but she just had that going on at the time. But again, he did give us a story where that was not that female situation, and she probably had a little bit more, but they just did not mesh up well. They did not have the yin and the yang.
Right.
So
I just want him to have his requirements just a little bit. You know how women have their requirements?
I can't say that he does.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't, but I'm just saying
but clearly that did not work out.
Right.
Right.
So
his requirements clearly has some type of standard.
So let's see this. What's your requirements? What does love look like for you? Let's ask you that question.
Who?
I think the better question to ask me, because I get where you're getting it, and I'm gonna help you get there. The better question I would say is, what causes me to exit the game? Because I've never had a woman leave me. I've always left a woman, and I know that a lot of sisters it's a hard pill to swallow when you got to look in the mirror and see yourself as the problem. But I want to shed some light on some different reasons as to why I stopped talking to certain women. So I'm gonna do that for you, and also answer your question as to what does love look like for me. I'm gonna answer that first, then I'm gonna go into my next bit. For me, what love look like for me when I'm dating somebody or whatever the case may be, what do I think of that make me think of her that she stand out from everybody else? Number one, how she treat me. How do I want to be treated? She asked me how my day been. Ask me how my day been in person. Ask me, do I need anything? Can you help me with anything? If she see that, she done been to my house and, my Airwick things are empty. She done did some small and went to dollar store and bought me some replacements. Something so small. Women say it's the small things for them. It's the small things for us too. Like when we go out and I pay for the tab, off of the tip, I probably won't let you do it anyway. But the fact that you offer it is going to stand out because most women don't offer.
Do it.
Right.
If you want to know what can you do to stand out, look at what every woman is doing and look at what they're not doing. Those things that they're not doing are things that you can do for a man that's showing you concern and showing you that he's interested in you. He might not be the one that you want, but you got to pay attention to who wants you. You see what I'm saying? And me too. That works for me too. I might want a Kim Kardashian, but I might have, Rihanna's coming after me. Plain James. Hey, let me give them a shot. Let me see what she got to say. And I've done that, and I've had some good results. I'm talking to some people now, and they showing me, a good time, and I love it, and it's none but a blessing. So, and then the second thing I just want to say, like some of the reasons that I cut off some women is because they were non-negotiable. I couldn't tell them nothing. Two examples. I'll make it short and sweet. I had a girl get in my car. I asked her could she put a seatbelt on. She refused to put a seatbelt on. And I said to myself in that moment, if she's this combative with putting on a seatbelt, a request, I know I can't deal with her in the future.
For
She
everybody's
asked
safety.
herself off
Right.
of
Don't care
Not
about
the
safety.
seatbelt.
Right.
For
Not
your
the
safety
seatbelt.
and mine.
Right.
I can't even keep her safe. So when women say, men don't protect when black men don't protect black women no more, but you don't even want to protect yourself. And you got kids. And then her response was, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. You ignorant at that point. I can't I can't jive with you. At that point, it became something that I wanted to potentially see grow to it's just a physical thing with you now. And don't even want to do that because you're ignorant. I can't even get turned on the fact that you're ignorant. So I stopped talking to her.
So
Another woman, and this will be my last example. We had planned so much together and was doing so much together, and everything was fine. But because I refused to give her $25 to get her nails done, she decided that I was just this ain't right guy, this and that. I'm like, she was getting your nails done before you met me. That's that entitlement coming out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, look, don't take away a man's ability to offer. You took that away from me. I could have been the type of guy that would have been like, hey, here goes somebody to get your nails done. But the fact that you threw a hissy fit over $25, I'm like, nah, can't. And then when we talked about it at the table in person, you came to my house drunk and high.
oh God.
I can't jive with that. So that's showing me that every time we got problems, you're gonna be out of your body. I can't. And I prayed before talking to the girl in her face. Prayed first, let her talk second, so I can hear her. And then I said I had the last word. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I handled it as a grown man, but I learned that you can be too much for people in certain seasons. If you not, if a person is not at the same place of healing as you, if they're not in the same season of receiving and sowing as you, nothing that you do will be good enough. You got to analyze the season that a person is in. How long you been single? I've been single for 5 years. If you've been single for 2 days, we probably ain't gonna mess well. This probably ain't gonna last long. You have not sat with yourself long enough to know where you was right and wrong in different situations.
Right.
That's all I say.
Right. And in closing, because this is good. I love hearing guys' perspective on dating and then their dating journeys because I love to do the comparison. what women go through, we hear that all the time, but it's very, rare that we hear up close and personal what the men are going through. And in closing, Mr. Randolph, I would like for you to just tell us what you want the listeners to know about you as an individual, and also leave your social media information as well so they can check you out.
Cool. So essentially, like you asked me basically what I'm looking for.
No, just like, well, you can put what you can say what you're looking for, but just like Vashaad Randolph today, because I think a lot of people remember you from Steve Harvey 2020, the man you are today. Just give
I am today. Okay,
yes.
Just express on who I am today and what I got going on.
Yes.
All right, perfect. So, I'm up for a promotion to be a sergeant in the United States Army National Guard in Tennessee. 31 years old. My daughter should be turning 7 this year. That's a blessing. Still single, of course. I own and operate a drop shipping business, V Neon Signs. It's on Instagram. It's spelled out just like it sounds. Letter V Neon Signs after that. And of course, my Facebook is Carson Vashaad Randolph. And right now I'm still in the finance world, doing that 9 to 5. Love it, and just trying to do my best to spend more time with my daughter, build those memories, those core memories that she'll remember forever. We learning how to dance, teaching her how to dance now, and I'm at a place now where I'm looking forward to just spending quality time with women that I do meet. It doesn't have to include sex at all, because I'm more of a sapiosexual than anything else. And for those that don't know what that is, if I'm attracted to your mind, then everything else will flow. I like having deep conversations. If you can't tell by how I express myself, I like women that can do the same thing on the same level as me. If they can't, I don't even talk to them. But I'm down for trips and just enjoying life and just seeing what's out there, man. Because life is short. I've had passing of my father last year in November. It was sudden. He's still young. Was a couple years from retirement, and it really just opened up my eyes to be like, we think we got a lot of time. We think we got all these options. Man, look, let's get our heads out the clouds and start living. Because what we all are clocks, and our time is winding down. Let's start living like it, So that's my mindset. I definitely want to have kids one day, more kids one day. I definitely see myself being happily married one day. But in the meantime, between time, instead of me keeping that on the forefront of my mind, I trust God to allow for that to happen for me. And in the meantime, just enjoying the process and living in the moment. That's the key. Instead of having it on the forefront of my mind and putting that pressure on every person that I meet to meet that expectation that I have, which is marriage, that can be a little overbearing, so I try not to do that. So it's just like I go with the flow. I take my time and just see what can be grown from any encounter that I have with a person. So that's where I'm at right now.
Good.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, ladies, that is listening to the podcast. He gave his social media platform. He told you what he's looking for, and if you think you fit the bill, slide up in that DM. Thank you so much, Vashaad Randolph. Blessings and peace to you, and we're wrapping. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Sounds good.
All right, we got the question of the day, and Shavonne is going to do our question.
All right. Boyfriend of 4 years, baby together, financially dependent on him, and have caught him cheating. I have known before, should have left, but never had defined proof of what to do. I am beyond disgusted with the woman he chose. I am not even sad or hurt, just really grossed out. I can't even look at him now. Anyways, my sister think I should leave. I think I should wait since he pays all the bills, because I'm at a start of my new career where I can potentially make lots of money, but it doesn't happen immediately. I currently have no money and don't feel comfortable staying at anyone's house. And yes, he is a good dad. What would you do?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Whole lot.
That's a whole lot, and we need like 4 episodes for this, Shameka.
I've always said you should never put yourself in a situation when you depend on somebody 100%.
Listen, my daddy
because
always taught me
that type of thing happens,
Right.
and now she got to figure out how she can finesse
Right.
her way out of this.
Right, and a lot of this
She
is
got
her
to.
fault, because my thing is, if he's paying all the bills, what are you doing with your money? So if you were working, you should have been stacking your money. So case for a rainy day. So, and then also, She said she knew for a long time that he was cheating. She just needed proof.
So you could have been stacking from the first, even though you did not have proof.
Right. Or you could have just left because God give us women intuition. So she heard herself, I know my man out here cheating, but I need a little bit more information. I need to see the woman. And then for her to say she's not hurt, sis hurt.
Yeah.
So let's not put it about the woman he chose. Like, it shouldn't
That don't
be,
have
it has nothing to do with
Yeah.
what she
Right.
looks like, what she did. At the end of the day, your man stepped out on you. You finally got the proof that you were looking for. You stayed with him for 4 years, so he never had a requirement to do anything more than just be you could be his baby mama.
You grossed out by yourself. And
Yeah,
not him, not
right.
her.
You mad at yourself that I sat around for 4 years. This man never gave me a real commitment, never set a date, and I'm dependent on you for everything. I can't go nowhere. So
I always
it's
say
on
that
her.
you teach people how to treat you.
Right. I agree.
You know,
What you allow.
Right.
absolutely.
That too.
Then she said her sister saying to leave.
But she can't stay at the sister house.
Right,
Either.
so
She
you
have nowhere
can't
to
stay
go.
at the sister house. And at this point, just let him cheat in peace because you're not
That
gonna
was
leave.
something. She gonna have to stay there and let him do
and
what
just
he
stack
do
her your
and
money.
stack your money.
Yeah, and get on
And
through.
that's fine.
That's fine
Be at
because you
peace
laid
with
in
that.
that. You
Yeah.
start.
He been doing it.
He been
anyway.
doing. You been knew about it, right?
So that's fine. Go ahead about your business over
Right.
there in that room.
Mm-hmm.
And how many
Wow,
years,
Sam.
Shavonne, they been together?
4 years.
So, you know, a lot of people, a lot of men say they take their time before they propose and all that great stuff. But ladies, you're in this relationship, y'all are official. What is the time frame for you to have that ring and then marriage? Because 4 years, not even an engagement ring.
I'm 40 now, Shameka. I just made 40 last year. So I would say within a year, I think within 6 months, a man knows. And we can ask him right here because he's married.
Right.
But for me,
Yeah.
my timeline is
Please introduce
within
yourself
that year.
to our
ahead.
listeners.
Oh yeah, listeners. My name is Cordero C Star Starlings, but everyone calls me C Star. But yeah, I'm the man that you hear today.
Filling in for Trail with
Filling in for
production.
Trail,
So he's
yes,
on
yes,
production.
So I think we can date within that year. But within that year, I need a proposal.
So-
And I'm not gonna, tell you that you have to do it. I just know what's gonna work for me. What I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
So I need it within that year. And
Within the year?
Within the year, yeah.
Within the
Within
year.
that year. Because it shouldn't take you long to figure out if you want all of this or not. You should know.
Shavonne wants that ring for the
Shavonne said
record
all of
within a
this.
year.
Yeah.
In the year.
Yeah.
12 months.
Okay.
Okay, what about you, Maria?
Well, I'm in my 40s. I would say it doesn't have to be within the year, but close to it. I would say somewhere within a year to definitely not over 2 years.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, everybody's time frame is different. But again, like Shavonne said, you kind of know. But why I say not within the year, because at the end of the day and every day, we are always evolving.
Right.
We may be getting to know each other, we may be getting closer, and we may be growing apart as well. So if I'm not what you want, then we may need to remove ourselves, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
It can be a mutual, agreement, acknowledgement, and let's go ahead and do that, and we can end this, mutually. So I would say within 1 to 2 years.
1 to 2.
Okay.
2. All right. And why do you think, Cordero, with production, that men...
Kadira with production.
With production, that whole title.
Yeah, I got, he's filling the shoes of Trail with production. But why do you think men want to wait?
I don't know why men want to wait. I think because most of the time men don't have themselves together. And for me, my wife had to train me. When I look back at it, she had to grow she had to grow me. We dated for a year, a year. I would say long distance, but I'm in a different city. We did that for a year.
Okay.
And I was still doing nonsense for that year.
Okay.
Then when she found out about the nonsense, she said, "Are you going to get yourself together? Because I'm willing to make it work."
Right.
So I realized I had a woman that's willing to make it work, willing to say, "Okay, I at least know you made a mistake."
Right. And that's instead of
Right.
So,
together.
and I started thinking like, all right, what type of person do I want to be? So
Right.
then we moved in together. She said, "Well, you gotta come down here I moved down to Columbia in a weekend and had to still drive back to my job 2 hours away.
Oh, wow.
Man, I did that for 4 years.
Wow. That was dedication. You knew what you
Yeah,
wanted.
but I knew I had a good woman, and I
Right.
knew we both knew where we wanted to be at. And then I also, with that moving in together, I realized I'm real big on, I'm not about to waste my time on my finances.
Right.
Now we building something.
There
We
you
getting
go.
a house. We got a house 6 months after us moving in together in an apartment. We got our house 6 months later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we moved, like we hustled quick. So I'm like, all right, what I look like messing this up? She makes me want to go do this. I think.
So now y'all had to have a real talk
Oh yeah.
because that
Right.
moved fast.
Yeah,
Right.
we had to. It was a real conversation. Yeah, it was because after that, like I said, after that year, and when she found out that I was doing nonsense, it was like I'm thinking it's done. Like, all right, it's done. I done messed up. She like, no, but what are you willing to do?
Right.
If I'm willing to, I'm like, oh, if you're willing to, then I know. I know myself. I said, I gotta be around you.
Right.
I got to.
And see, so
'Cause
y'all
if you
started
give,
it
if you
from-
give,
okay.
if you give me too much space, I know myself. I don't need that much
So
space.
she wasn't playing. So she put those requirements down on what it's going to take to be with
But
me.
I think that's
Right.
what most men don't have for women, because I talked to, when me and her were just talking, courting. I came out here the first time we seen each other. I came out here for a weekend. Came out on a Saturday. I left on a Sunday. Before I left, she said, "You either gonna leave when you leave Columbia. You either gonna have a girlfriend or you gonna be single. 'Cause you're not coming back down here
Right.
without you being without being in a relationship." I was
Right.
like, God, dog. Don't get me wrong, we've been talking for months, but I'm still thinking, yeah, I'm about to come down here,
Right.
have me a little Columbia love, and go back home.
My sis wasn't playing that.
No, she told me straight up. Like,
right.
but those type of things, I think conversation, and men don't have a woman that says, okay, this is what I want, this is what I expect.
Right.
It's not about she didn't put a time on it, like,
Right.
you got a year.
She gave you a choice,
She
basically.
gave me a
Right.
choice.
This is what I
Also,
need.
This is what I need. Are you going to be able
Right.
to do that?
Right. This is me.
Right.
Right.
This is what
And
I
for
need.
me, it was
Right.
just, for me, I remember when I was even thinking about it, about getting the ring. So now we're basically going in, 2 years into the relationship, because I proposed in 2018. So this is 2 years of relationship. One day I was just looking around like, all right, this is a forever thing. We're building, we're gonna grow our family, we're gonna do something. So like, let's make this official. So I started the whole process, getting everything together.
That's
but
what I'm talking about.
but
Black
I
love.
think it's
Love
more
it.
what y'all
Right,
saying
right.
for this. I know I'm long-winded now. But I think it's more of these. You can't slack. You gotta let it be known what you want, what you expect.
I agree.
And for that woman, she decided to be.
She allowed it. Right.
And first of all, you gotta, what woman want to be with a man? And this, I know what woman want to be with a man that you let him pay all the bills, but you're not saving. Because if I pay all the bills, I promise you, I'm gonna tell her, I'll pay all the bills. But you gotta have the emergency fund. You gotta have the savings fund.
Right.
When we go taking trips, I shouldn't even have to pull out.
That's fair.
I shouldn't have to use none of my money because you got this saved up.
Fact.
So it's like I wouldn't even want to be with a woman that would allow I tell you save your money.
Right.
But then
Because she don't have your back.
yeah.
She don't have your back, her back, the kids' back. She ain't got nobody
So
back.
Right.
She can't, like I said,
Backless.
Because
love
maybe
it.
he looking at it like that, like, okay, I let you not, but what are you doing? Like,
And that can all be a part of control too. A lot of men do that as control. You know
Oh,
what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean,
oh,
yeah, I didn't
that-
think
that-
about it like
yeah.
that.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Most deaf, yeah.
Most of the time, I would say if a man don't want you to work, I always feel like that's control.
Right.
I could
Underline it.
in
Some
different
underline
things,
it,
but
yeah.
Right.
if it works, like my point is, you don't have to work. That's definitely 100% control. Now, if he's telling you to work and save your money, yeah,
Right.
That's some teamwork
Right.
conversations. But if he's telling you, because she said she was working.
She had just
She had
started
just
up
started.
her
Just-
career.
yeah.
But she just started, so obviously he was just like, all right, you don't have to work. That basically telling, hey, if I making all the money, you don't work, more than likely I'm gonna say I could do whatever I want to do.
And that's probably what his mind was at. That's why he was doing whatever he
I'ma
wanted
do
to do.
what I
But I
wanna
mean,
do.
it's more to the story, but
Most
just from
Yeah.
what we got on surface, on black and white.
Now, if I ain't got to work and you can give me a stipend,
Right, I'm good with that. But at the same time, I'm gonna be saving something though. I'm just not sitting
At
here
least
and not
half.
just spending the
you
money.
got to at least say
Yeah.
half. You got to have, like you said, an emergency fund.
You got to.
When we go on a trip, I need to at least be able to make the reservation and pay for that. I got to do something.
Right.
You got to at least be able to.
Right, and
still-
especially you're not my husband, you're my boyfriend. So at any point we can be in this situation, and then now what? She has
And
nothing
that's
to
a
do.
whole different thing. Because I mean, for me, honestly, I give like I do like my granddad used to. I give my wife my paycheck.
Whew.
I give.
You got any uncles?
I got some.
Okay.
I give it to
find
her.
an uncle.
I literally the bulk of my paycheck. Now she don't get the whole, but the bulk of it.
Right.
All right, you get this. I already know. I done divvied it out to how much I know I need.
Okay.
It's like I pay my little Peacock subscriptions, Netflix, like that little bit of money I can play with. I put that. But here you go. You take this. Cause I don't want
I'm
you to ask
for
where my
it.
money at.
I love it.
Cause I'm always have everybody
Right,
keeps a
right.
stab.
Everybody's a little stab.
Right.
Everybody keeps a stab. But I'm always have a little stab. But for the most part, if I say, listen, I'm broke this week, you really know I'm broke this week.
Right.
'Cause
That's
you know
that's
I done
real
gave-
man.
Right.
That's real man is.
I done gave you my
Right.
money. So if I tell you, listen, I'm broke, if I at least tell you, like, you know I ain't got the cash, you know, that joint account we got, I might come out of there. So
Right.
I make it easy for yourself.
So again,
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shavonne, Maria, what is your advice to this young lady?
At this point, she just needs to allow him to cheat in peace because she's been doing it for all this time. We don't know how long it's been going on. And I mean, and I'm not being funny, but I mean, it's just for real because at the end of the day,
serious.
I'm serious. Let him cheat in peace because you have nowhere to go.
And
So in
save
this,
your money,
save your money,
continue to
sis.
pay those bills.
And you know, get your little burner phone and have your little friend on the side because he got his on the side. So you go ahead and get you an
Not
ace
a
in the
burner-
hole and
phone?
stack your. Yeah, you gotta get a burner phone so he can't track it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do it. You can't get no iPhone.
Strategic.
Yeah, you gotta do it
And
right.
it gotta be flipped.
Yeah, it gotta be that flip. Yeah, you gotta slap it down on him. Yeah, but yeah, so she needs to let him cheat in peace, stack her money, and get on through, and that's
And
it.
you agree with that, right?
Maria is
And
in,
continue to
in
co-parent well.
agreement.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I say,
It's like she don't want to agree with that, but she's like, nah.
don't know what
but
Shameka
yeah,
She wants
yes,
to do. She
it's
want to do
only
right.
because you did not prepare for this day.
Yeah.
You know, you made your bed, you lie in it.
Right.
So if you have to be there, work, sack your money. If you can stay with your sister, stay with your sister. Work, get yourself together.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. That's all.
We got
I'm in
some prayer
agreement.
for you. That's it.
You got to create an exit plan, and that sounds like your exit plan might take a little minute.
Right.
You got to just withstand whatever comes
It's
with
okay.
it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And so if you have any questions, comments, and concerns, you can hit us up at mixituppodcastsc@gmail.com with all your questions and all that great stuff, and we can help you out. All right.
All right.